Well, I created this cocktail because I think the pie is very symbolic in terms of the circumference of a circle. So I really wanted to play around with the words as well. Cutie pie meaning you are the one drinking it, so you're the cutie pie, and you can imprint your face into the cocktail. The cocktail is very balanced with tart, fruit, a little smoke, but I really like the calamansi flavor afterwards.
So this is our clawfoot tub. We had a little fun with our glassware because we have fun with all of our beverages. The adage of bathtub gin still lasts to this day, and so we wanted to do a good bathtub gin. Now, obviously, we're not distilling in house, but this is our take on a gin and tonic. So we keep the ingredients very simple, but they are all made in house, and sometimes there is elegance in simplicity. The experience on sipping, though, is it is a botanically balanced American gin, so it's not smacking them in the face with a pine tree, but it's bitter because we're using a house cinchona bark made tonic water.
This kind of touches on our whole menu process, which is more related to the stories behind the drinks. And this particular cocktail has a story that has to do with artificial bee migration to help pollinate almond trees in California. And as a reference to that and colony collapse syndrome, we actually use a little bit of bee larva that we hay smoked in the actual cocktail. And this one is delicious, punchy style cocktail. Has a little bit of savory note to it, a little bit of smoke, and a little bit of citrus, light and refreshing. You know, the actual part of people being a little bit skittish about bugs in, we actually try and address it head on. Although you can't see any of the bee larvae in the cocktail as it's served, we do garnish it actually with a mealworm just so that it's inescapable to someone when they're looking at the drink that they are going to be consuming bugs. We think it's an important conversation starter, both in general in terms of the roles that insects will play in terms of a protein source in all of our diets in the future, but also the realities of how in most of the world it's a very, very common protein source.
We're here talking about the Service Bar Zodiac menu. It's the weirdest drinks that we have for sure. Most inventive and, like I said, creative. It's been a really fun exploration to see how excited people get. The part one was released at the end of last year, and we've wrapped that menu up. So the next series will have Aries, Capricorn, Gemini, Aquarius, Pisces. Libra is the last one. The inspiration for each cocktail is kind of up to the author, and we really want everyone to be as involved as possible and have as much ownership over each one of the drinks. Obviously, astrological signs are interpreted many different ways, so there can be a different series of interpretations for each sign. I worked on the Capricorn cocktail this past time. The Capricorn is represented by the sea goat, which basically is showing that you can traverse anywhere from sea all the way through the mountain. Again, these are going to be some of the more off the beaten path flavors that we use. So it's incredibly different for each one.